G'day. Today I want to talk about the avger block found in the aRothar kit. But before we get started, click on subscribe. It's free and it really helps me out a lot. So the avger block provides an average output value on a predetermined time period. So currently we've got our ramp here firing into our avger block with the target period set at 20 seconds. So every 20 seconds this will execute, outputting the average value from the output block and transferring the minimum and maximum values read during the period to these last min and last max periods, which indicate the values for the last period. So we can see the time block here every 20 seconds. So at 40 seconds past the minute, it will execute. And every 20 seconds it will execute to line up with the minute boundary. So if we reset the time to 30 seconds, it will do it at 30 seconds past the minute and every minute on the minute boundary. Change. So at 30 seconds past, it will execute its average calculation for the 30 seconds. It will always try to line up with the minute boundary. If you're recording every 5 minutes, it will line up with the hour boundary. If you're recording every 4 hours, it will line up with midnight. The block tries to line up with midnight each time to try and line up the data logging to be the same if you're averaging or whatever every minute, or when you're logging it lines up with existing data. So we can see that happily changing every 30 seconds. If we change it back to 5 seconds, again it will pick up the 5 seconds and start running. Every 5 seconds it will execute, lining up with the 1 minute 0 seconds boundary. We can see that it's changing quite quickly here. Every time it scans the input, it will change this mode from changed to updated and back again to show you that it's logging. If it stops logging, if we delete the ramp link, you can see it now updates every second. Null is excluded from the calculation, so it will average correctly. An average will be 0 because there's been no recorded value. If we change this to 0, now into 0 instead of null, the average and the min and max will both be 0 as well. So the idea is even if the value stops changing, it still gets included in that average reading over the minute. Otherwise, if it just makes a recording when it changes, it may not change and your average may not calculate correctly. Let's plug him back in. And off he goes again, changing normally. So if we set our time to we want to average every 6 hours, it will only update every second instead of every scan, instead of 5 times a second or whatever you've got your scan set to. This 6 hour will line up at midnight, 6 AM, midday, 6 PM. So that at midnight, at the end of each day, you get a value being saved to the database or to your history log. I guess that's it about the avger. Fairly short. Not really sure what else to say about it. Pretty cool block. If you like it, then hit the like button as well. Thank you.